Hello everyone, welcome today and thank you for logging into today's session on how to find your academic community. Today we're going to be looking at different ways to meet people and join in with activity related to your studies and your degree programme. So my name is Sarah, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm the Student Opportunities Officer for Societies. I work with societies throughout the year, developing and delivering training, overseeing the activities representatives, and offering support with any society queries that come in. We also have Rahani here and Stuart, who I'll let introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Rahani Campbell-Thakorden and I am the Peer Learning Coordinator at the Student Association, and my pronouns are she, her. So I coordinate all of the peer learning and peer support schemes at the university from the Student Association perspective. So I work quite closely with bodies like the IAD, which you may have heard of as a postgrad student, which is the Institute for Academic Development, and as well as kind of working with school staff as well. We'll cover the kind of peer learning opportunities a little bit later on, but that's just to introduce what I do.
Apologies everyone, just a wee problem with my sound. My name is Stuart Lamont and I am the Academic Policy Coordinator at the Student Association. So my role is to help students engage with academic policy at Edinburgh. I do this by working with student representatives and the university, but also through research and campaigns. And I also work on postgraduate engagement, so I'm really passionate about helping to build the postgraduate community. So first of all, I'll introduce you to Fizzy, our Vice President of Education at the Students Association. She was elected in March to represent students at Edinburgh over the next years on matters relating to education, whether that's undergraduate or postgraduate. Fizzy is part of a team of 5 sabbatical officers who all have different remits. So they represent and advocate for your interests across the university in a wide variety of matters. She was elected on a manifesto of ensuring all students have access to high quality academic support and creating an inclusive learning experience. Fizzy is always ready to hear from you if you have any questions, concerns, or even some ideas relating to your education and how she can represent you.
Okay, so this is back to me now, so I'll go a little bit further about what peer learning and support is. So as a department, we support around 65 different schemes, but this primarily does cover undergraduate students because PALS, which is the bulk of peer learning, is a kind of methodology that's for older year students to help younger year students kind of boost their academic confidence in their course-based content. But we do have a number of postgraduate schemes as well, and these are more so kind of mentoring type schemes as well as kind of informal networking opportunities. So we actually had an intern last year who investigated ways that we could build in peer learning and support for postgraduate students, and quite a lot of exciting ideas came from that. So we have Global Buddies has developed into a postgraduate area, which is to help international students kind of find their feet and be kind of putting together with groups with other international students. We also have some schemes in the business school, in the School of HSS, which is Health, Science and Society. We have a lot of them in the STEM areas as well, such as chemistry and the vet school, and some in PPLS as well, which is the School of Psychology, Philosophy, Psychology and Language Sciences, there we are. But something that I think is really important to boost here is that we are always open to setting up new schemes and new opportunities for students to learn and kind of learn from each other and to meet other students. So an example of a type of scheme that you may be interested in working with us to set up is the business school PGR mentoring scheme. So students that are postgraduate research students can be linked up as a kind of one-to-one mentoring with a later stage PhD or Master of Research students so they can kind of act as mentors for incoming and early stage students. So this can help with, for example, getting you prepared for teaching years. It can help you with field work or any kind of on-the-ground research that you might be doing. It can help you find your feet academically and pastorally. So it's a really great opportunity to kind of link up with someone that's kind of been in this environment for a couple of years already. We also have another one for SPS, which is the School of Social and Political Science, and that is primarily for students that were intending on going on international either exchange or kind of field work, and that kind of helps students with a kind of mentoring scheme with students that also were supposed to be going abroad. We also have lots of community, which is almost like a franchise now, because we've got a few of these. So the T in the community is capitalized and is TEA, as in the drink. So that's a nice kind of small, informal, laid-back opportunity to meet other students and to kind of air any kind of frustrations or thoughts that you have, how your kind of week has been either in your research area or in your classes or seminars, anything like this. So we have lots of different opportunities for you to get involved. And as I said, we're really, really keen to develop our peer learning support into postgrad. The model does lend itself a bit better to undergraduate students, and so we are very keen to build this out further for postgrads, especially as obviously you are potentially going to be here for either a full 12 months, so not just an academic year, or even further, even multiple years. So we are very, very keen to kind of keep these kind of ways of supporting students going. So my email address will be at the end of this presentation, but if you have any ideas, please do get in touch, and we can kind of help build this out further. And I'm now going to pass over to my colleague.
Hello. So now we're going to talk about academic societies. So at Edinburgh, there are around 320 student-led societies. These span across 14 different categories, and today we'll be focusing mainly on the academic ones, but you can find out more about all societies by clicking into our How to Join a Society how-to session, which will be shared on the webpage, which we'll share with you at the end. So our societies are involved in so many different things, and joining an academic society is a great way to meet people on your course. Many of the academic societies organise lecture series, panel discussions that might be something to do with what you're studying, or just interesting topics that you want to further explore. They also offer networking opportunities and a chance to engage more with your lecturers and tutors, whether this is through staff, student sport, or at lecture events. A lot of our academic societies will feature undergrad and postgrad students, and we don't have any specific postgrad academic societies, as societies do need to be open and inclusive to all students. However, they do cater to both undergrad and postgrad, so don't feel that they won't apply to you, and you're more than welcome to join. So many of our societies are also involved in sports. So if competitive performance sport isn't your thing, you can get involved in some of the intramural sports that societies offer. This is often found within the academic societies, such as history, classics, or geography. And this is your chance to take part in some more relaxed sport that isn't as high level as joining one of our sports clubs, for example. Societies can also be nominated on our annual student awards, with a chance to win an award for your contribution to the environment, the local community, or by showing fantastic leadership. The ceremony takes place in second semester, and it's a great way to celebrate all the fun you've had with your society and congratulate your peers on their success this year. So as this year is looking a little different to normal, there are going to be some differences to the way societies run. A lot of the activity may be online for the coming months. This doesn't mean that you can't get involved. All new students will be looking to meet people and find their bubble outside of their academic studies. And it might not be as organic going to online events, but we promise that our societies are prepared for the coming term and really excited to meet you all. They're geared up for running a full program of events to get you involved and to meet like-minded people. So log on to Teams, Zoom, or whatever channel they're hosting on, introduce yourself, say hello and get involved. It's really important to remember that not everyone will be at these events with their friends. They'll be there to make friends too. So how to get involved in all of our societies. This year we're holding an online virtual activities fair where you can find out a bit more about each of the societies that we have and chat to the committee about what it's like to be involved, what they do, and what you might need to do next to come along to any of their events. The fair is taking place over 6 days in the first 2 weeks of term, so keep your eyes on the What's On guide for more information about that. Another way you can find out more is by attending some of our fantastic Welcome Week events. Many of these are hosted by our societies, especially academic societies, trying to bring you in at the first step and offer you the opportunity to log in virtually, meet the committee and find out what they do. They're a great way of making friends and meeting new people. And there's over 300 events listed, so don't miss out on any of these. You can access all this information through the What's On guide, which we will post a link to in the chat. And there's also a Find a Society page on our website, where you can look at all the societies that we have, what they do, and this will show you how you can buy membership and get involved. I've noticed a couple of questions in the chat, but we'll get to them at the end if that's all right. So I'm now going to pass over to Stuart, who's going to talk us through academic representation at the university.
So for this section, we're going to very briefly talk about student representation. So at Edinburgh, we have a variety of different levels of representation. As mentioned before, we have our 5 sabbatical officers who are elected by the student body to serve a full term of 1 year. So they each aim to make positive change for students by campaigning on issues that matter to them and representing their interests to the university and beyond. So we have our representatives at programme level, so that's your programme degree, and at the school level as well. Each school has an undergraduate and a postgraduate representative. There's over 1,000 of these students who work to change the university to make a better place for everyone. We also have our activities officers who give voice to societies and volunteering, including an academic activities rep. We also have our liberation officers who gather feedback from different groups such as LGBTQ+ and Black minority ethnic students who lead on projects and campaigns. So volunteering for these roles is a really good way to meet other people in your programme. You also gain a lot of different transferable skills and opportunities, as well as kind of getting to know the people behind the scenes and how the university works. So I would highly encourage everyone to at least communicate with your programme reps and consider volunteering if you're able to. It's a really good way to add value to your CV, and it will also feature on your academic transcripts. Being an academic rep is a chance for you to fully engage in your learning and work with your teaching staff and colleagues to improve the student experience. And that's not just for you, but for students who come after you. So how do you get involved? You can volunteer as a programme rep, in which case we would encourage everyone to speak with their lecturers and their programme directors in the first couple of weeks. And you can also stand in our annual postgraduate elections, which happen in October. So I'm just going to go through some of the roles that are available. So this October, you'll be voting for your postgraduate school representatives who represent both postgraduate taught students and postgraduate research students in your school. We also have 2 university-wide postgraduate representatives. So they obviously, as the name suggests, they carry out work that's more on a larger scale, that standing committees throughout the university. And for that, we split up the role because we recognise the needs for postgraduate taught students and postgraduate research students are quite different. We have one of each in that category. We have 2 activities representative positions and 3 section representatives. So they represent certain groups of students. So in this category, we have commuter students, student carers, and student parents. So if any of that resonates with you, if you're passionate about any of those areas, it's a really great way to get involved. So yeah, keep an eye on our website. After I'm done speaking, I'll link our website in the chat. And you can also email us if you ever want to find more. So we have our rep email there. So it's rep@ed.ac. UK, and either myself or Fizzy or my colleague Natalie would be more than happy to get in touch. and be through that. So again, I'm sure for the millionth time that I've mentioned this, being an academic representative is an extremely valuable experience, and it doesn't just benefit you, but your peers. So definitely get involved if you can. Thank you very much.
I'll also take this opportunity to just point out all the other how-to sessions that we have coming up. Just here. So different areas of your kind of experience coming into the university as a student. They're all accessed similarly to this, so they're all on Collaborate. And again, they'll all be recorded as this one was. And so you'll be able to look at them again on the website a couple of days after they've taken place. And fabulous, and Sarah's just posted the information there. So yeah, so if you're not able to make them live, then you're able to still access them online as they will be recorded. So as you can see there, we've got them based on managing your money. Just had a question about community. Perfect. So we've got a couple of different community schemes. There's one at the Roslin Institute for Vet Med. We also have one for medical sciences and chemistry. So there's a few different ones. As I said, it's a bit of a franchise now. But if you want to email me, my email address has been posted there. That's probably the easiest way to do it. If you email me, and then I can reply to you with the information, because we're in the process of updating our website at the moment, and I'm reluctant to point you to somewhere that may not have the completely up-to-date information. Because we're in the kind of mass exodus of putting all the new information onto the website currently. But yeah, if you get in touch with me and let me know what you're studying, what school you're going to be in, and I can give you the right information there. But yeah, I think if that's everything, I'll just end here with all of our team's email addresses. So these email inboxes are kind of monitored by our teams. So it means that obviously if one of us is busy, then another person can respond to your query as soon as possible, and we can signpost you to the right area. So if you have any questions, anything needs clarifying, anything at all, please do just get in touch with one of us on the email addresses here. And I'll take this opportunity to say thank you very much to those of you that are still here for coming and listening to all of us ramble on a Wednesday morning. I hope this has been useful, and we look forward to meeting you either virtually or in person at some point over this year. But we're really excited to invite you all to join the community at University of Edinburgh, and I'm sure you're going to have a really fantastic year. But thank you very much.